can't breathe in this thing!
Hi all, Hipper here. So we made it to Cleveland, and if you watched my Baltimore video, you know that I compare Baltimore to Darth Vader. And I always say that Cleveland is pretty much Baltimore's useless brother. So if Baltimore is Darth Vader, and Darth Vader is obviously related to Dark Helmet.
I am your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate.
That means that Cleveland is indeed Dark Helmet. And yep, that's the way it is. So if you watch this channel regularly, you know I have like a very deep hatred for Cleveland on so many levels. And I think this video here is the last one I will be doing, because I don't want to perpetuate this ship any more than I have to. Yeah, I mean, I respect Baltimore. It's a powerful ship and it requires a little bit of skill. But Cleveland requires absolutely nothing. And that's why I compare it to Dark Helmet, because it's just a joke. Now I promise I won't be bashing the ship the whole video here. I'm just gonna stop this and I'm gonna say that I think the playstyle that this ship brings to Legends is something that we could be without. I mean, Atlanta has something similar, but at least the range on Atlanta is so much smaller than Cleveland, so it's not really that much of a problem. And of course, Cleveland has a radar.
Now that I have my coffee, I'm ready to watch radar. Where is it?
Right here, sir.
So anyway, if you haven't watched Spaceballs, which is obviously the movie I'm basing this video here on, I highly recommend you watch it. It's from 1987, but it is still fun. It holds up well, although it's, well, I don't know, how old is it, like 30, 40 years now? So anyway, let's talk about a different cruiser, and let's talk about Amalfi in this video here. I know it's about Cleveland, but I'm just going to be negative about it, so I'll just be quiet and I'll talk about a different cruiser. Because I think Amalfi needs some love. And it could be SAP, it could be improved reload, it could be pretty much anything. It needs a little bit of oomph. I don't know what it could be. Well, I know what it could be. There are many options. It could get, like for example, the sonar. It is so missing. That would be nice, but of course that's probably not going to happen. By the way, look at this game here. We're 3 minutes in and I'm at 50,000 damage and I haven't really done anything. It's just, yeah. Interesting ship, this Cleveland here. So anyway, back to Amalfi. Like something needs to be done to make more people play the Italian cruisers. Now, of course, Wargaming could also release the Italian battleship line, or perhaps destroyer line. I'm not sure that was like work as well, but the battleships definitely. That would probably lure more people into actually having a go at the cruisers as well. So I hope they'll do that soon. If they don't decide to do that, I think something needs to be done to the Tier 7 Italian cruiser. It's not a bad ship per se. It does well, and it's just it doesn't have the utility really. It is a cruiser, and it doesn't have sonar, which really limits it in some instances. Of course, it has rolling smoke, but that's a very situational gimmick, and not really something that at least I use a lot. Of course, it's very nice for torp rushing battleships, but it is kind of rare that you get that opportunity. So I see here we are 4 minutes and about 20 seconds into the game, and we are already approaching 100,000 damage. Again, haven't really done anything, just sitting down here, and then someone spots a DD for me and I shoot one salvo and it's done. And a high caliber as well. 4 minutes into the game. Yeah, like that's why I don't like this shit, because people just sit in the back and burn stuff. They don't make any of the plays. They just take advantage of what the team does, really. And yeah, I don't think that's fun. But each to their own. And as you can tell, I'm trying really hard not to be negative about the ship. But yeah, that is pretty hard. Because I really don't like this ship. And if you tuned in for the the discussion with High Cal King a few weeks ago, these HE spamming cruisers here were actually one of the many things we agreed on, that they have a detrimental impact on the game, and it's just not something that is needed, I think. So an arsonist as well, excellent. Like something like a Targo is fair enough because the reload is 15-16 seconds. It starts to be a problem when you put the Azure Lane Targo commander on a Targo and the fire chance goes up to like crazy numbers. I can't remember what it is. But if you just play a Targo with a normal commander, I think it's okay. And I also think Mogami is okay. We get into trouble when we get to Suzuya and Ochakov and especially Cleveland. Atlanta is not that much of a problem, like I said before, because the range is limited and the shell speed is just like super slow. So as soon as you get like 10 kilometers from the ship or something, it's very hard for the guy in the Atlanta to actually hit, unless you have a very slow battleship. I think that could be something that was implemented on Cleveland as well, just to like, you know, make it less, not overpowered, but yeah, I guess it is, but just make it a little bit more fair, I think. So I don't consider Atago or Mogami HE spammers per se, because they still have, like, they both have a very long reload, and they're really like, their primary damage is really the alpha damage, and of course their torpedoes, because like my build on the Targo, I think I have a 15-second reload, and sure, you start fires pretty good, but it's not like you can just keep hammering a battleship over and over again and burn it to the ground while you're sitting at a distance of like nearly 20 kilometers, and the battleship has absolutely no way of getting back at you. Because also a Targo, if you hit it with a battleship shell, it hurts. Like, it'll probably Citadel the Targo, while Cleveland, it just nothing happens really. It's either an overpen or like some magical thing happens and no damage is taken. So what I'm getting at here is that taking down a Cleveland, it requires a degree of cooperation. Like, it's difficult for one player to do it, and like 2 players is usually required, and some kind of cooperation. And of course that rarely happens in this game unless you play in a division, and that's why Clevelands, they can just get away with so much stuff that I really don't think they should be able to. Anyway, that's my reasoning. I mean, at least the Kutuzov, if you catch it broadside, it's an ex-Kutuzov, pretty much no matter what ship you're in. While the Cleveland, it can just sit broadside and shoot at you for ages, and like you can overpin it like a dozen times. And that's not fun, and it's not fair, and it's just a bad play from Wargaming's side, I think. So if they were to remove the heals from Cleveland and perhaps cut some of the range of it, like we are talking like around 2 kilometers here, something like that. Look at what I'm doing here. I'm so far away. I'm just like constantly hitting this guy here with HE, and this is what battleship players hate, and I totally understand it. It must be super annoying. And, of course, fires are set, and there he goes. Yeah. That's Cleveland in a nutshell, basically. And yeah, I'm probably gonna sell the ship after this video here, because I can spend that money on something more interesting, I'm sure. I mean, I still see people on forums and on Discord saying that this ship is just the best ship ever.
You know that.
Of course I do, sir.
Everybody knows that.
Of course we do, sir!
Me, on the other hand, I think it's disgrace to the game, and I don't think anyone should play it, really. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you out there.